Welcome to Chemified Africa, spreading the word of God to women via spirituality and wellness. Today, we're going to talk about conversion of friends to enemies. You know, I don't have any friends. I don't make friends. I like being alone. But some of you have friends. Some of your friends came from your high school. Some came from university. But when you form friendships with your lady friends or even male friends, you have something special. Let's talk about women. When women make friends, they start to do things together. They start to have the same interests. And then somewhere down the line, those women start to separate because maybe one of them found a man who they love and they spend a lot of time with. When they start spending a lot of time with that man may propose one day and then they become man and wife. Every time your friend gets married, you need to detach to a certain point. Married women, stop hanging around your single friends. It is happening and it is ending in tears. Once you're in a married home, I have never been married, but what I've noticed about married women is they make the biggest mistakes. I did a sermon on Facebook 2 months ago about the married woman whose husband traveled and she went on a cruise with her friends. She met a man on the cruise, they had sex, and she got pregnant. And when she got pregnant, she never told her husband that that wasn't his kid. It could have been detected in a DNA situation, but the problem here is that she let it go. And the child grew up to be almost 14 years old. When the child was 14, she discussed with the child that your real dad is so, and not this dad here. The girl went to find the father on the internet. She located her real father online and started to converse with him. And the father said, "Oh, I didn't know I had a child with your mom. Yes, we had a fling together. I would love to meet you, darling." And she started getting gifts from her real father. Gifts, messages on Instagram, how they're going to meet and have coffee together for the first time. And one day, the father in the house, the woman's husband, went to his daughter's room while she was in school and went through her phone and discovered those Instagram messages. Thinking that her daughter was talking to a grown man, which is meant to be a pedophile, the daughter started getting packages of nice gifts, watches, money, just lavish things, even on her birthday. Her father in the house wanted to know who this man was. So he spotted a message on Instagram DM that actually said they were going to meet somewhere at a bar, a coffee shop of some sort. On the day that his daughter was supposed to meet this strange man at the coffee shop, he went there. He sat on the opposite side of the restaurant and saw his daughter. He disguised. He wore glasses and a wig, and his daughter was going through the phone saying, "Oh, I'm here already. Where are you?" You could see the happiness in the girl's face as she was texting the man. Her father's still thinking, what is this sugar daddy kind of pedophile trying to do with my daughter? Because there are these people who are pedophiles who are going into DMs of teenage girls, underage girls, and it's illegal. And so what happened was that the man now arrived. They sat down and asked for 2 cups of coffee and some pastries. As they were about to start eating and talking, her father in the house, that's her mother's husband, just walked towards the man and punched him in the face. "What the hell are you doing with my daughter? You this pedophile." Punching this guy until he fell into almost passing out. The whole restaurant went crazy. And they rushed to the scene to separate this man from the other guy and the young 14-year-old girl. At that point, they rushed the injured man to the hospital and he fell into a coma. The police came and arrested the father of the girl. And the girl looked up to the police and said, "Officer, this is my real dad. My mom told me that she got pregnant on a cruise in a fling with him, and I wanted to meet him. The man you're arresting is my mother's husband, the only person I've known as my dad all this time. It's a misunderstanding." And the police officers were like, "Oh gosh." As they took him away, he told the officer, this is a real story. I covered this in America as a journalist, 1996. As they took him away, he begged the police that he wanted to see the man he had punched one last time, even if it's that, because the doctor said he might not live. They charged him with aggravated assault and battery. And then they went to the hospital and he looked at the man and asked for him to forgive. Even in the coma, you know, some people can hear you, but they can't do anything. They can't touch, they can't feel, they can't talk. Please forgive me. It was an awful mistake. By the time his wife came to the hospital, what his wife did was detrimental. There's a term called fair women, and this is when it applies. She never told her husband that she had a fling. So they did the DNA, and the DNA showed the right father was the father in the coma. Now, one thing he told his daughter was that, "I'm gay. I have a partner, but I want to see you if you're my daughter." They've been trying to adopt a child into the gay marriage, and they couldn't. It's not easy for gay people to adopt children, especially men. So I want to know if I have a child out there. The partner of the gay guy came to the hospital and sat down with him, but the coma was deep. The suspect was taken to the police station, and the next day he died. That man died, the real father of the girl. And when the mother came, the officer looked at her and said, "This woman, you caused an irreparable damage." This is the same sermon I gave 2 months ago, irreparable damage. Women can cause irreparable damage, and this is a website for women. So I want you to think about hanging around your married friends, going on cruises. There can be irreparable damage. We had another recent one in Nigeria where a woman met a white guy, fell in love with him. He married her and took her to Dubai. She was now living with her husband in Dubai. And she came to her hometown to visit her family in Africa. She arrived in Ghana and she was with her family, her brother, and everything. They had so much fun. She brought them gifts, and the phone rang. The devil rang the phone, and the devil called. When she picked up the phone, it was her friend from school days in Port Harcourt, Nigeria, who said, "Hey, Afiba, come to Nigeria, let's go hang out. There's this guy I met on Facebook, he's rich." And that was Andrew Okuche. And at the end of the day, Afiba flew to Nigeria, to Port Harcourt. They left their stuff in their friend's house, blessing, took what they needed, and they went to Aba to meet with Andrew. They were never seen again. Andrew was arrested. In the process of being arrested, interrogated, and taken to the force headquarters, he was shot to death by the police, who claimed he was trying to escape. There was irreparable damage done. Married women, don't hang around your single friends once you're married. There can be very big irreparable damage done. We don't know where Selena and Afiba are, but I can tell you that they might be dead. Afiba hung out with her single friend, and she was a married woman. My heart is with Afiba's father, mother, brother, family, and her husband. My heart is also with Celine's family. But please stop hanging around your single friends once you are married. Irreparable damage can happen. I'm Dr. Kemi. Join me on Facebook, Kemified Africa.